Have you ever wondered what it truly means to walk your own path, to embrace the life of a loner? Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into the profound wisdom of Miyamoto Musashi and his Dokkodo, or the Path of the Loner. Musashi, one of the greatest swordsmen in history, offers us 21 precepts that challenge and inspire us to live a life of independence and strength. Can living by these principles really transform our lives? Stick around and let's explore this together. What do you think it takes to find true freedom and self-mastery in today's world? Let's find out through the lens of Musashi's timeless teachings. Embracing solitude is a profound and often misunderstood aspect of personal growth. It requires a deliberate choice to spend time alone, away from the distractions and influences of society. In a world that values constant connectivity and social interaction, choosing solitude can seem counterintuitive. However, it is in these moments of quiet reflection that we can truly discover ourselves. By embracing solitude, we learn to be comfortable with our own thoughts and emotions, gaining a deeper understanding of who we are and what we want from life. The strength of being alone lies in the opportunity it provides for introspection. Without the noise and demands of the outside world, we can focus on our inner voice. This introspection allows us to identify our true desires, fears, and values. It is through this process that we can align our actions with our authentic selves, leading to a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Musashi's emphasis on solitude is not about isolation, but about finding strength and clarity within oneself. Solitude also fosters creativity and innovation. Many great artists, writers, and thinkers have credited their breakthroughs to periods of solitude. When we are alone, we are free to explore our thoughts without external judgment or influence. This freedom can lead to new ideas and perspectives that might not have emerged in a crowded, noisy environment. Musashi understood that solitude is a fertile ground for creativity, where the mind can wander and explore without limitations. Moreover, embracing solitude helps us build resilience. When we learn to rely on ourselves and find contentment in our own company, we become less dependent on others for validation and support. This self-reliance is a powerful tool in facing life's challenges. By knowing that we can stand alone, we gain confidence in our ability to handle difficult situations. Musashi's Path of the Loner teaches us to find strength within ourselves, preparing us to face adversity with courage and determination. Another crucial aspect of embracing solitude is the development of discipline. When we are alone, we are solely responsible for our actions and decisions. This responsibility encourages us to cultivate self-discipline and accountability. Without the distractions of social interactions, we can focus on our goals and work diligently towards achieving them. Musashi's own life was a testament to the power of discipline as he dedicated himself to mastering the art of the sword through solitary practice and reflection. Solitude also allows us to appreciate the value of relationships more deeply. When we spend time alone, we gain a greater understanding of our own needs and boundaries. This self-awareness helps us build healthier and more meaningful connections with others. By knowing ourselves better, we can communicate more effectively and establish relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Musashi's teachings remind us that solitude is not about rejecting others, but about knowing ourselves well enough to engage in authentic relationships. In addition, embracing solitude can lead to a heightened sense of mindfulness and presence. When we are alone, we can fully immerse ourselves in the present moment without distractions. This mindfulness allows us to experience life more fully and appreciate the small details that often go unnoticed. Musashi's emphasis on living in the present moment is a core principle of his philosophy, teaching us to find beauty and meaning in every experience. Furthermore, solitude provides a space for spiritual growth. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of solitude in connecting with a higher power or inner wisdom. In the quiet of solitude, we can reflect on our spiritual beliefs and practices, deepening our connection to the divine or our inner self. Musashi's Path of the Loner encourages us to seek spiritual fulfillment through introspection and solitude, guiding us towards a more enlightened and balanced life. Embracing solitude also helps us detach from material desires and external validation. When we spend time alone, we realize that true contentment comes from within, not from external possessions or accolades. This realization allows us to let go of the constant pursuit of material wealth and focus on what truly matters. Musashi's teachings emphasize the importance of inner peace and contentment, encouraging us to find joy in simplicity and self-sufficiency. Finally, embracing solitude is a journey towards self-mastery. It is about learning to control our thoughts, emotions, and actions, leading to a more disciplined and intentional life. Musashi's own life was a testament to this principle, as he dedicated himself to perfecting his craft and understanding his own mind. By following the path of solitude, we can achieve a deeper sense of self-awareness and mastery, leading to a more fulfilling and empowered existence. Accepting everything just the way it is involves a profound shift in perspective. It requires us to let go of our desire to control and change the world around us, and instead embrace reality as it unfolds. This acceptance is not about passivity or resignation, but about recognizing the inherent nature of things and finding peace within that recognition. When we accept everything just the way it is, we release ourselves from the constant struggle against reality, allowing us to live more harmoniously and contentedly. At the core of this principle is the understanding that much of our suffering comes from resistance to what is. We often expend significant energy trying to change circumstances, people, or events to fit our expectations. This resistance creates tension and frustration. By accepting things as they are, we acknowledge the limits of our control and the natural flow of life. This acceptance does not mean we cannot work towards change, but it means we do so with a clear understanding and respect for the present reality. Accepting reality also involves embracing impermanence. Everything in life is transient. Situations, emotions, and experiences constantly change. By accepting this impermanence, we can appreciate the present moment without clinging to it or fearing its end. This perspective allows us to experience life more fully and joyfully. Musashi's emphasis on acceptance encourages us to live with an awareness of life's fleeting nature, finding beauty in each moment as it is. Another aspect of accepting everything just the way it is involves letting go of judgment. We often categorize experiences as good or bad based on our preferences and expectations. This judgment can cloud our perception and lead to dissatisfaction. By letting go of judgment, we can see things more clearly and appreciate them for what they are. Musashi's teaching guides us to adopt a neutral and open-minded approach, allowing us to experience life without the constraints of preconceived notions. Acceptance also helps us cultivate resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and our ability to navigate these difficulties depends on our attitude towards them. By accepting hardships as a natural part of life, we can face them with courage and equanimity. This resilience allows us to recover more quickly from adversity and continue moving forward. Musashi's path teaches us to embrace difficulties as opportunities for growth and learning, strengthening our character and resolve. In relationships, acceptance plays a crucial role in fostering understanding and harmony. When we accept others as they are, without trying to change them, we create a space for genuine connection and respect. This acceptance does not mean we tolerate harmful behavior, but it means we recognize and respect the individuality and autonomy of others. Musashi's principle encourages us to build relationships based on acceptance and compassion, leading to deeper and more meaningful connections. Accepting everything just the way it is also involves a deep trust in the process of life. It requires us to have faith that everything happens for a reason, even if it is not immediately apparent. This trust allows us to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and grace. Musashi's teachings remind us to trust in the natural order of things, finding peace in the unfolding of life's events and trusting that each moment has its purpose. Furthermore, acceptance helps us manage our expectations. Unrealistic expectations often lead to disappointment and frustration. By accepting things as they are, we can adjust our expectations to align with reality, reducing the gap between what we want and what is. This adjustment leads to greater contentment and satisfaction. Musashi's emphasis on acceptance encourages us to approach life with realistic and flexible expectations, allowing us to navigate it with greater ease and joy. Acceptance also fosters inner peace. When we stop fighting against reality and accept things as they are, we create a sense of calm and tranquility within ourselves. This inner peace allows us to approach life's challenges with a clear and composed mind, making better decisions and maintaining our well-being. Musashi's teachings guide us to cultivate this inner peace through acceptance, leading to a more balanced and harmonious life. Finally, accepting everything just the way it is a journey towards self-awareness and growth. It requires us to confront our own biases, fears, and desires, and to see the world and ourselves more clearly. This self-awareness leads to personal growth and transformation as we learn to live more authentically and in harmony with reality. Musashi's path encourages us to embrace this journey, finding strength and wisdom in acceptance and ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and enlightened existence. The principle of not seeking pleasure for its own sake is about cultivating a deeper understanding of fulfillment and contentment. In a world where instant gratification is often pursued, this principle challenges us to look beyond the superficial allure of pleasure. Seeking pleasure for its own sake can lead to a never-ending cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. Musashi's teaching encourages us to find a more profound sense of satisfaction that comes from within, rather than relying on external sources of pleasure. At the heart of this principle is the idea that true contentment is not dependent on fleeting pleasures. External pleasures, whether they come from material possessions, sensory experiences, or social validation, are temporary and often leave us wanting more. By not seeking pleasure for its own sake, we can break free from this cycle and focus on more enduring sources of happiness. This shift in focus helps us cultivate a more stable and lasting sense of well-being. One significant aspect of this principle is the recognition of the transient nature of pleasure. Pleasurable experiences are often short-lived and can lead to a constant search for the next source of pleasure. This pursuit can become a distraction, pulling us away from more meaningful and fulfilling activities. Musashi's teaching guides us to appreciate the impermanence of pleasure and to seek fulfillment in things that have lasting value, such as personal growth, relationships, and contributing to the well-being of others. By not seeking pleasure for its own sake, we also develop greater self-control and discipline. The ability to delay gratification and resist the temptation of immediate pleasures is a crucial aspect of personal development. This self-control allows us to focus on long-term goals and aspirations, rather than being sidetracked by short-term desires. Musashi's emphasis on discipline is a reminder that true strength comes from within and that mastering our desires is a key aspect of this strength. Another important element of this principle is the cultivation of contentment with what we have. When we constantly seek pleasure, we often overlook the simple joys and satisfactions that are already present in our lives. By shifting our focus away from seeking new pleasures, we can develop a deeper appreciation for the present moment and the blessings it brings. Musashi's teaching encourages us to find joy and contentment in the here and now, rather than always looking for the next source of pleasure. This principle also encourages us to engage in activities that have intrinsic value rather than those that merely provide pleasure. Engaging in meaningful work, pursuing hobbies that enrich our lives, and building strong relationships are all examples of activities that provide deeper and more lasting fulfillment. Musashi's guidance reminds us to seek out these intrinsic rewards, which contribute to a more balanced and satisfying life. Moreover, not seeking pleasure for its own sake helps us develop resilience in the face of adversity. When we are not dependent on external pleasures for our happiness, we are better equipped to handle life's challenges and setbacks. This inner resilience allows us to maintain our sense of well-being even when external circumstances are difficult. Musashi's teaching prepares us to find strength within ourselves, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater stability. The principle also highlights the importance of mindfulness and presence. When we are constantly seeking pleasure, we often become preoccupied with the future or the past, missing out on the present moment. By letting go of the pursuit of pleasure, we can become more mindful and present in our daily lives. This mindfulness allows us to experience life more fully and to appreciate the richness of each moment. Musashi's emphasis on living in the present is a call to engage with life more deeply and authentically. Furthermore, not seeking pleasure for its own sake fosters a sense of gratitude. When we are not driven by the need for constant pleasure, we can develop a greater appreciation for the simple and often overlooked aspects of life. This gratitude enhances our overall sense of well-being and helps us build a more positive outlook. Musashi's teaching encourages us to cultivate gratitude, recognizing the abundance and beauty that already exist in our lives. Finally, this principle leads us towards a more purposeful and meaningful existence. By focusing on deeper sources of fulfillment and letting go of the constant pursuit of pleasure, we can align our lives with our true values and aspirations. This alignment brings a sense of purpose and direction, guiding us towards a more fulfilling and enriched life. Musashi's wisdom teaches us to seek meaning and purpose beyond mere pleasure, leading us towards a more enlightened and satisfying way of living. Thinking lightly of yourself and deeply of the world is a principle that encourages humility and a broader perspective on life. By thinking lightly of ourselves, we learn to let go of ego and self-importance, recognizing that we are a small part of a much larger whole. This humility allows us to appreciate the world around us more fully, fostering a sense of connection and understanding. Musashi's teaching guides us to balance self-awareness with a deep appreciation for the world, promoting a life of wisdom and compassion. At the core of this principle is the idea of self-transcendence. When we think lightly of ourselves, we are not dismissing our worth or abilities, but rather putting them into perspective. This perspective helps us see beyond our own desires and concerns, allowing us to engage more meaningfully with the world. By focusing less on ourselves, we can direct our energy towards understanding and contributing to the greater good. Musashi's wisdom encourages us to rise above self-centered thinking and embrace a more expansive view of life. Thinking lightly of ourselves also involves recognizing our limitations and imperfections. It is about acknowledging that we are human, with strengths and weaknesses, and that we are constantly learning and growing. This humility opens us up to new experiences and perspectives, enhancing our personal development. Musashi's teaching reminds us that humility is not about diminishing our self-worth, but about being open to growth and learning from the world around us. On the other hand, thinking deeply of the world involves cultivating a sense of wonder and curiosity. It is about appreciating the complexity and beauty of life, from the smallest details to the grandest phenomena. This deep thinking encourages us to seek knowledge and understanding, fostering a lifelong love of learning. Musashi's guidance inspires us to be curious and engaged with the world, constantly exploring and expanding our horizons. Moreover, thinking deeply of the world involves empathy and compassion. By understanding that everyone is part of the same human experience, we can develop a deeper sense of connection and compassion for others. This empathy allows us to relate to others' struggles and joys, promoting a more harmonious and compassionate society. Musashi's principle encourages us to look beyond ourselves and appreciate the shared humanity that binds us all. Another aspect of this principle is the importance of mindfulness and presence. Thinking deeply of the world requires us to be fully present in each moment, observing and appreciating the world around us. This mindfulness enhances our ability to connect with our surroundings and the people in our lives, enriching our experiences and relationships. Musashi's teaching reminds us to be attentive and engaged, finding meaning and beauty in every moment. Thinking lightly of ourselves also helps us manage stress and anxiety. When we are overly focused on ourselves, we can become preoccupied with our problems and worries, leading to increased stress. By shifting our focus outward and thinking deeply of the world, we can gain perspective on our challenges and reduce our stress levels. Musashi's wisdom encourages us to find balance by not overburdening ourselves with our own concerns and instead appreciating the broader context of life. Furthermore, this principle fosters a sense of gratitude. By thinking deeply of the world and lightly of ourselves, we can appreciate the many gifts and opportunities life offers. This gratitude enhances our overall sense of well-being and contentment. Musashi's teaching guides us to cultivate a grateful heart, recognizing the abundance and beauty that exist in the world and in our lives. This principle also encourages us to act with integrity and purpose. By thinking lightly of ourselves, we are less likely to be swayed by ego and more likely to act in alignment with our values and the greater good. Thinking deeply of the world inspires us to make meaningful contributions and to live with intention and purpose. Musashi's guidance helps us align our actions with our deeper values, leading to a more authentic and purposeful life. Finally, thinking lightly of ourselves and deeply of the world leads to a more balanced and harmonious existence. It helps us find equilibrium between self-awareness and a broader perspective, allowing us to live with humility, curiosity, and compassion. Musashi's wisdom teaches us to embrace this balance, finding strength and fulfillment in our connection to the world and our place within it. By adopting this principle, we can navigate life with grace and wisdom, enriching both ourselves and the world around us. Detaching from desire involves understanding the nature of desire and its impact on our lives. Desires are natural and can motivate us to achieve goals and improve ourselves. However, when we become overly attached to these desires, they can lead to suffering and discontent. Musashi's teaching on detachment encourages us to recognize our desires without being controlled by them. By cultivating detachment, we can live more freely and contentedly, unburdened by constant craving. At the heart of this principle is the understanding that desires are often insatiable. When we fulfill one desire, another often takes its place, creating a never-ending cycle of wanting. This cycle can prevent us from finding lasting peace and satisfaction. By detaching from desire, we break free from this cycle, allowing ourselves to experience contentment in the present moment. Musashi's guidance encourages us to seek fulfillment within ourselves, rather than constantly chasing external sources of happiness. Detachment from desire does not mean renouncing all desires or living an ascetic life. It is about finding a healthy balance where desires do not dominate our thoughts and actions. This balance allows us to pursue our goals and enjoy life's pleasures without becoming enslaved by them. Musashi's teaching emphasizes moderation and mindfulness, helping us navigate our desires with wisdom and self-control. One significant aspect of detaching from desire is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being aware of our thoughts, emotions, and desires without judgment. By observing our desires mindfully, we can understand their origins and impact on our well-being. This awareness allows us to make conscious choices about which desires to pursue and which to let go. Musashi's principle of detachment is deeply connected to mindfulness, encouraging us to live with awareness and intention. Detachment from desire also fosters inner peace and stability. When we are not constantly driven by our desires, we can maintain a sense of calm and equanimity regardless of external circumstances. This inner peace is a powerful foundation for a fulfilling life, allowing us to navigate challenges with resilience and grace. Musashi's teaching helps us cultivate this inner stability, providing a solid ground from which to live authentically and purposefully. Another important element of detaching from desire is developing a sense of gratitude. When we are not fixated on what we want, we can appreciate what we already have. This gratitude enhances our overall sense of well-being and contentment. Musashi's guidance encourages us to focus on the present moment and the abundance it offers, rather than being preoccupied with future desires. Detachment from desire also involves letting go of attachment to outcomes. Often our desires are tied to specific results or achievements. This attachment can create anxiety and disappointment when things do not go as planned. By detaching from specific outcomes, we can approach our goals with flexibility and openness, allowing ourselves to adapt to changing circumstances. Musashi's principle teaches us to focus on the process rather than the outcome, finding fulfillment in the journey itself. Furthermore, detaching from desire helps us build resilience. When we are not overly attached to our desires, we are better equipped to handle setbacks and failures. This resilience allows us to learn from our experiences and continue moving forward rather than being derailed by disappointment. Musashi's teaching on detachment fosters a resilient mindset, empowering us to persevere through life's challenges. Detachment from desire also enhances our relationships. When we are not driven by our own desires, we can be more present and attentive to the needs and perspectives of others. This presence fosters deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. Musashi's guidance encourages us to approach our relationships with openness and compassion, free from the constraints of selfish desire. Finally, detaching from desire leads to a more authentic and purposeful life. By not being controlled by our desires, we can make choices that align with our true values and aspirations. This authenticity allows us to live with integrity and purpose, creating a life that is genuinely fulfilling. Musashi's teaching on detachment is a pathway to self-discovery and fulfillment, guiding us to live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. As we wrap up this exploration of Miyamoto Musashi's timeless wisdom, let's reflect on how we can apply these principles to our own lives. Have you ever considered how embracing solitude or detaching from desire could transform your perspective? Remember, the path to wisdom is a journey, not a destination. By thinking lightly of ourselves and deeply of the world, we can cultivate a richer, more fulfilling life. What steps will you take today to live more mindfully and authentically? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from Musashi's teachings. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights and wisdom that can help you navigate life's challenges. Do you have any personal experiences or thoughts about these principles? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your insights and how you're incorporating Musashi's wisdom into your daily life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Stay curious, stay humble, and continue seeking the deeper truths in life. Until next time, take care and keep exploring the path of wisdom.